This is a demo of the Geo Developer Console. Um, it's just a tool that was added inside of the Rails code base that's only accessible through the Rails console, or if you're very familiar with Rails, then you might know that you could run it through Rails Runner. But this is intended for geo engineers and support engineers for the moment. Um, for convenience and to avoid copy paste errors, this README is inside the code base. Again, it's not user facing, customer facing. Um, but here's how you get started. Actually, first I should show you that I created some bad data um, in my local GDKs. So you can see there's uploads failing to checksum and uploads failing to sync. And if you're curious, 100% is verified because 100% of checksummed on the primary uploads are verified. So when we want to get started figuring out what's going on, this is what we see, and it's like, okay, what do we do now? So for now, the developer console kind of gives you a few things to get started. We plan to add more snippets in the future. If you have any good snippets that you want to add, um, you know, um, create an issue or talk about it in the Geo channel. But let's see what we can find here. So I'm going to copy this command to run it on the primary Rails console. And the menu that we see just has a couple options. The first thing is we can dump all of the geo site status data. I'll show you what that looks like, but it's not very readable. But if you don't know how to see that for the primary, this is one way. After that, since we know that there's uploads failing to checksum, I'm going to go into troubleshoot replication or verification for upload. And we have this option, show top 10, for example, primary checksum failures for upload. And it defaults to 10, so I'll hit enter. And there we can see there's 18 uploads with the verification failure called error during verification, file is not checksummable. Let's see what we can see on the secondary site. Secondary site. We have a couple more options here. These will basically run rake geostatus. We can see 19 failed to sync uploads. This one will actually run the queries to generate the status, which is very slow in large production environments, but it's basically the same here. Let's go into troubleshooting, replication, or verification of uploads. We can run that same thing that we saw in the primary here because the secondary has access to a replica of the main database. Just to show you it's the same. There it is. We can also look at top 10 sync failures. And here it is. The file is missing on the Geo primary site. And that is true because I deleted the files, but left the upload records in place. So currently, we don't have any other place where you can do something like this: show top 10 sync failures, show top 10 checksum failures, or verification failures. So this is kind of a good place to get started. So you don't have to remember what are the incantations um, to see this, and to group it by the number of that error. Um, it's not very helpful if all of the sync failures, for example, are, have like an ID in the string or something like that, because there will be exactly one of each one. But anyway, this is still a good place to get started. Yeah, I mean, you can output up to 1,000, copy it to your text editor or whatever you want to do. But this is a good place to get started investigating. And since you're already in Rails console, you can just Control C to get out of that command uh, and get to work. So for example, I've already figured out like what is the command to get the first one with the failure that looks like not checksummable on the primary. So here it is. I got to upload back. And for example, I can see the absolute path where the file is expected to be. I could go take a peek at that path. Maybe the permission got changed for some weird reason. Maybe somebody was poking around and deleted the file. Uh, who knows? But yeah, that's why investigation is needed. Um, and that's really it for the developer console at the moment. But um, yeah, I expect us to be adding, you know, more options to it as time goes on. Um, obviously, it'd be nice to add the ability to run this based on, what you got back from showing the top 10 failures. Maybe you can say, like, show me one of the first one, um, and that kind of thing. Um, or give me the ability to resync it from the developer console or re-verify it, and stuff like that. So, yep, that's it. Thank you.